Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and I've got a really cute card for you today. But first, let me tell you what's going on with Stampin' Up! Real quick. I've said it before, so if you need more details, you can go see my last video, excuse me, or you can go onto my online store, which I'll put in the description, and you can get the answer or the information there too. So Stampin' Up! Starter Kit, usually $99, is marked down to $75. So you still get $125 worth of product, your choice out of any current catalog, free shipping, and it's only $75. So that's till the end of November. And of course, I would love to have you on my team. We're called Creative Friends. We do monthly meetings, monthly swaps, stuff like that. It's a really great group. So if you're interested, like I said, you could contact me or look on my online store. Description, or the link is in the description. Ha. And then the next thing is an early release from Stampin' Up! And what that means is that this stamp set and this die set are both going to be in the mini catalog that comes out in January. Now, it has coordinating designer series paper, cotton paper, and gems, all early release. However, these three things are only while supplies last. They won't be in the catalog in January. So there you go. And for more information on that, same place, my online store. Okay, so let's get to the card. So I need your help because I've called this card a fancy fold inside card. And I'll tell you what, I'm terrible at naming things, especially on the spur of the moment. But I did get this idea from Beverly, and now Beverly's last name escapes me. I'm so sorry, Bev. Oh well. And Bev had nice instructions, and of course I put those someplace safe, and I have looked everywhere for them. Well, I've looked everywhere but one place because I can't find them to see what she called the card. But anyway, this is Beverly's card. Looks like this. When you open it, it has that fancy fold on the inside. So if you have a better name, or if you know what this card is called, this card style has been around for a long time, let me know so I can fix my name of my card on there. But I'm not going to use this stamp set, which this stamp set, did I tell you, is the Tasteful Touches. Love this stamp set. Looks like that. But I'm going to use the Celebrate with Flowers. Now it's funny because I just got this stamp set and I couldn't decide, do you really need this stamp set? But I wanted this Happy Birthday that was like this direction. And so this is what my card's going to look like. And I thought that is just perfect with the flowers and the happy birthday. And then of course it pops up, and we're going to use this designer series paper. Let me show you the designer series paper. It's a host product, so you have to use it with your host rewards or your Stampin' rewards. It has really pretty pattern, very colorful patterns on one side, and then the other side is all black and white. I hope you can see that. Whoop, there, now you can see it a little bit. But it's great paper. I like this paper for this card because it's not directional. So I have a piece of designer series paper. I've cut it 6 by 6. But like I said, because it's not directional, this piece of paper is going to work perfect for this card. But I'm going to do all of my stamping first. Now, if I forget to tell you my cardstock sizes, you can go to my blog, BeCreativeWithKathy.com, and they're all on there. But I do know this is a scrap. This is what I had left over from my Whisper White when I cut all my other pieces. So this is just a scrap that we're going to stamp on. This year I have 2 of them that are 5 1/4 by 4, and we're not going to stamp on those. But this one here, which I believe is 3 3/4 by 5, we're going to start by stamping on there. And I have a bunch of blocks here because we're going to use almost every stamp in the set. So let me just put my stamps here on my blocks real quick. We'll start with that happy birthday. I'm going to just lay that like that. And then we need this great big stem like this. And we'll put him down. And then this group of leaves, we'll use that. And these words, we'll use that one. And then, oh, the little dragon. Oops, he'll go on here. I think it's a dragonfly, some sort of bug. And then we need these little things. And now, let me tell you, I am not a flower person. In fact, if you come to my house and you're green, by the time you leave, you'll be dead and brown. But I'm going to call these the little pollen things because I think that's what the pollen comes out of. But anyway, okay, so I have my stamps already. I'm going to start, and we're going to use a bunch of different colors, just the colors that are in that really pretty designer series paper, but I'm going to just start with black memento and ink up my happy birthday here. And then let's see if I can get it straight on camera in my paper without getting my head in there. Yeah, we'll see if that looks good. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, well, and then while I have the black out, let's go ahead and take one of these squares. Now these are 2.5-inch squares. I have 2 of them, and I want to stamp the words, and you'll notice I don't have it like a square, and now I have it like a diamond, and I want to stamp my words that way. I should have brought a practice paper. Here's one. Let me just throw a little practice in there. I should have done that with the happy birthday, but it turned out okay, so I guess it's good. And I'm going to put this toward the bottom. Now, I didn't in my sample card, but learn from my mistakes. There, I like that position a little bit better than I did in my sample card. So now, since we're going to do this part, I'm going to bring in some Pool Party ink and that little bug. I think it's a dragonfly, but I don't know, it's a little bug. And I'm going to just stamp him down in that Pool Party. And I'm going to set that aside because we're going to need that later. But then on this one, this is another square, same thing, 2.5-inch square with some Granny Apple green. And I'm going to stamp down those leaves. And again, I have it like a diamond, not the square. And I'm going to ink those down. I'm going to let that ink sink in because some of those are pretty solid on this stamp. There we go. Ooh, look how nice that looks. And then on that scrap paper, I'm going to stamp it again. Okay, then also with that Granny Apple green, back on the front of my card, I'm going to ink up this big green swig here. I don't know what, a branch, whatever this is right here. And I'm going to lay it down next to my happy birthday, about like that. And then where did my bug go? Here's my bug. I'm going to go back and stamp him just right here in between. And I stamped him in the wrong color. Doggone it. Hold on a second. Let me do that again. I wanted him in the Pool Party, not in the Granny Apple green. So let me stamp down my sticks for my swigs or trig, whatever them thing are. And then my happy birthday. That's embarrassing. Make sure you close your ink pad or get the right ink pad, but it won't take me but just a second to really and redo this. And I turn my paper over so we're all good. Lay that down. There we go. Okay, try this again. I'm putting the green away this time so I won't stamp my bug again in green. Let me bring in my chamois. Let me tell you about my chamois. So I took a chamois and I cut it down. I keep it in a plastic bag. This is good to travel, plus it's smaller and easier to use. But you can put your chamois on your plastic bag, and that way it doesn't get water on your paper. And I just clean my little bug here, set that aside, bring in that Pool Party ink, the right color this time, and stamp. Yay! Look, now my bug's the right color. Okay, so that was Pool Party. Let's do some flower stamping. So on this scrap here, I'm going to bring in this, I call it a half flower, but I'm not sure that's exactly what it's called. But I'm going to stamp 3, and this is Flirty Flamingo. I just need 3 of these little, and you notice I'm holding that stamp down so that that ink, because that's a pretty solid image too, but I want that ink to seep into my paper. And then I'm going to clean that stamp, my little chamois here, and then I'm going to bring in some Bumblebee ink, and this is just the colors that are in the designer series paper, and let's stamp, or I mean, yeah, stamp down 3 of those. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to let that ink dry just a little bit, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to layer my other pieces real quick now that we're done stamping. So this here, this is the front of my card. I'm going to take that one and layer on a piece of black. So if this is 3 3/4 by 5, my black piece here is 4 inches by 5 1/4. But like I said, all these measurements are on my blog, so you don't have to worry about writing them down or remembering. You just go to Be Creative with Kathy. Let me try it again. BeCreativewithKathy.com, and all that information is right there. Okay, and then these two little squares, these are 3, nope, these are 2 3/4, so these squares are 3 inches. And nope, that's not right either. See, that's why you should go to my blog. These are 2.5, these are 3 3/4. My little white squares were 2.5, so then 1/4 of an inch bigger would be 2 3/4. Now, if you got all of that, you are really paying attention. Thank you very much. Okay, now I'm pretty sure these are dry, so I'm going to just do a little bit of fussy cutting. And when I say fussy cutting, all I mean is I'm going to cut these out pretty close. I'm going to just leave a little white little border. Now, when the first time I cut these out, I kind of went fast and I left them square on the edges and they didn't have any character. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to just make a little bump at the top and make sure these corners are rounded here. And then down here, I'm going to just follow that and make a little curve here. And with those 2 little extra things, by making the little curve down here and the corners round, then it looks like it's really nicely cut out, if that makes any sense. And I've cut the rest of them out so you don't have to watch. Nope, I'm 1 yellow short. Let me hurry and cut. Nope, they're all there. Come on, Kathy. And then on this one, I'm going to just cut out 2 of those leaves, and I'll show you. We're going to kind of make it look like the flowers are behind the leaves. So on this one, I'm not going to leave any white border. I'm going to cut right on that green line, and I want this big leaf here. Well, in fact, I'm taking the 2 that I'm going to call striped, and they're not really striped, but they look striped compared to the other ones. Okay, that one there and this one. Okay, there, now I can throw all this other stuff away, clean up my desk just a little bit. I'm going to do a cheat sheet and show, look at my card as I put them together. Okay, so then on here, I'm going to first take this little flower here. I'm going to use liquid glue, I think it's easier. And I'm going to just glue him down. And it's going to kind of look like there's a stem back here. And he's, let's put him right about there. Kind of fill in some of that extra space too that we have. And then I'm going to put that leaf back, not back, but I'm going to put it on top of where I stamped it. And this way it's going to look like he's kind of behind that leaf there. Okay, then this one, and because it's the inside of the card, I'm not going to pop these yellow up at all. Then I'm going to just take this one and I'm going to put him about like there. Let's see if I have enough room. There we go. And then this one, I'm going to take him and put him over here. And then that's what this little leaf is for, is I'm going to make it look like he has a stem behind this leaf there. And now that kind of gives it a little bit of character. Oops, it goes this way. And I like that. I'm going to set that aside, okay? Now let's go ahead and do the inside of a card, and then I'm going to pop these up, so I'm going to add them last. So let's bring in that designer series paper, and I made sure, I lost my designer series paper, here he is. I made sure that he is 6 by 6 inch paper. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide which side do I want to see more of. Do I want to see this side or do I want to see this side? I want to see this side, so I'm going to start with that side up, and I'm going to just fold it in half. So now we have a 3 inch by 6 inch piece of cardstock. Make sure I fold that nice and crisp on that edge, and then open it up, and then I'm going to turn it over, so this is the part that I don't want to see. And now I'm going to fold it corner to corner like this, making sure that those corners line up, and then put that crisp fold on there. So now I have a piece. We'll do it one more time just to make sure. I have a piece that we folded inside, or the side we want to see is inside, fold it in half, and then the side that we want to see is on the bottom, and then we folded it corner to corner. Make sense? Okay, because then when we take our piece of paper, we want these corners here, this fold right here, you find the center is going to come together, And see, I'm going to kind of pinch. So see, I have it like this. I'm taking those. I'm going to pinch that like this. And then put these. Sure I am. I'm going to take these corners after I pinched them together and lay them down here. And then just fold on those fold lines that we already have. So then we have a piece of paper that looks like that. Did you get all that? Okay, so one more time. I just took these, I kind of pinched them together and then laid them down to this corner and then took my bone folder and fold all that nice and neat. Okay, then I have a piece here that is, it's Flirty Flamingo. It's 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I just scored it in half at 5 1/2. I scored it in half. I scored it, and I'm going to fold it in half. I don't know if that made any sense. It made sense to me. And we're going to take this piece now, and we're going to put it on the inside of our card. So on that triangle, doesn't matter. They're the same, so it could be the front or the back. But with my liquid glue, and I like the liquid glue so that way I can move it around for just a little bit and get it exactly where I want it. But I'm going to cover this whole thing right here with some liquid glue. Okay, then I'm going to hold it by the point here. Can you see that like that? And I'm going to put this point, this is where the fold is, all of it comes together. I'm going to lay this point. Oh, I almost forgot. Hold on. We got to put this down first. We need that white piece in there. Ooh, I almost forgot. I almost put my wrong on there. Let's throw him on here first. And this guy is 4 by 5 1/4, so he's centered there. Now, whew, that was a close one. Now we're going to take this. This is my glue. We're going to fold this up because I want to lay that point and get it centered here and lay that point right here. And now, because I waited to put that paper in there, I have a little bit of glue right here where I don't want it. Let me get my eraser and get rid of that glue. Okay, one more. Nope. She'll let him dry a little bit. We'll see if I have to get rid of some more. Okay, but now we have our point here. When you pull it open, it looks like that. It's right up against this fold here. So when you fold it like that, right? Now let's put some liquid glue on here. And then we're going to just hold that down and close our card. Give that a good back rub. Make sure that it's all nice and down. And now let's do a drum roll to see if it works. But now, yeah, when you open your card, look how pretty that pops open like that. Let's go ahead and put this piece on the front. There we go. And then these two go on the inside. This one will go right here, and he fits nicely in there. And then this one we're going to put right here. I have just a little bit of glue here. Let me see if I can get rid of, yep, there we go. Now there's no glue. There we go. And look how cute that is. Now let's go ahead and look, I forgot to put this, my white piece up here. So I guess you wouldn't have to have the white piece up there, but that was my plan. If you look at my original card, I put both pieces of the white there, and here I forgot. But I think it looks okay that way too. Darn it. That's what happens when you get nervous on camera. Okay, let's go ahead and finish my card. I'm going to take these little pieces here. And the last thing we need to stamp with that bumblebee ink are those little pollen pieces. Or that's what I call them. I don't know what this part of a flower is called. But I'm going to take that bumblebee, and I'm going to guess that this piece is going to lay about here. And I'm going to make sure that it's where... I'm going to turn this over so I don't stamp on there. But so that there's white behind it, if that makes sense. That's where I'm going to want my flower. Now I have him turned over because when I put this down, and I should have done this before I attached it to my card, but I'm going to just put down those little pollen pieces, and then let's do another one down here. I think this one would look good here, and we'll put those little pollen pieces right there. And then the last one we'll put, let's put him here so we have those little pollen thingies. And you'll have to let me know what those are called right there. Now when we take and put dimensionals on the back of all these little pieces, it's going to look like that pollen is coming out. Stem, I don't know what they're called. I could guess, but I should have paid more attention in high school when we studied about the plants, huh? Okay, take this and put him right there. And then this one. And it even worked, even that I did it after I attached to my card. So make sure that's two things I'm showing you what not to do. First thing is add the white to the inside. And the second thing is to stamp your pollen thingies before. But look how cute my card turned out even after I screwed it up. Okay, so there's my card. Again, if you can come up with a better name besides an inside or a fun fold inside card, I would love to know. And there you go. Alrighty, thanks for watching. If you need, like I said, the measurements or any of the supplies, you can visit my blog, my online store. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. And what I don't know, I will find out for you. All right, so have a great week, and I'll see you back here Friday with another Christmas card. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.